Right, Clarets, fan reaction. QPR nil, Burnley 5. Um, what a result. What a win. Um, and what a way to carry on the season. Penultimate game, last away game of the season. Um, the lads could have been hungover after the celebrations on Monday. But today they've gone out and been as professional as you can be. And that's the way we've been all season. The best way to describe it is professional. Um, I would have liked to go for more goals. The title's still there. We're hoping Leeds can slip up, but we could have made a bit more of a dent in the goal difference today. Obviously, it's a long shot and it's a good distance away from us, but I'm being negative for no reason because that was fantastic. Like I say, I would have liked us to go for more goals, but we've won 5-0. So it's daft saying that. I thought first half we were unplayable. I thought first half was, again, I've said this quite a few times, but I think first half we were up there as one of the best performances we've played all season. We showed our class. We showed why we're Premier League quality. We showed why we're up there. And I thought to a man, we were absolutely fantastic. Coley Orshaw coming back into the side. I thought first half he was absolutely phenomenal. Him and Roberts down that right hand side were absolutely brilliant. Hannibal full of energy, as he always is. Created some nice attacks. Brownhill created some nice movements. Cullen, that first goal is probably up there as one of the best goals this season for me. In terms of the team move and the passing move. I know, it's just a little through ball from Brownhill and Cullen just slots it home. It does roll and roll and it seems to take a while to get into the net. But for me, in terms of the passing move, it's up there as one of the best for me this season. Second goal, again, absolute fantastic passing move. I've spoken about Coley Orshaw a lot this season, and a lot of the lads this season where I've said that there's the moments where you need to run at your man, and there's moments where you need to pass it. And that's one of the things I thought was Coley Orshaw's downfall at the start of the season. But today, especially that first half, he knew when to pick the moments to run at his man and when to pass the ball. And that was epitomised in the goal where he did run at his man and then put the ball across. And Fleming heads home, superb header. And then again, the third goal, it wasn't a header, sorry, was it, for the second goal? It was, a bit of knocking around in the box and then smashed home. But then the third goal, that was the Zian header. I think it was Anthony put the ball in for him or Perez, I can't remember, but it was a great cross and a great header. And yeah, I'm just absolutely made up with the result. Second half, I thought we weren't quite as on it as we were first half. I thought, obviously, QPR have come out in the second half and tried to make a go of the game, because I thought in the first half, bar the first maybe 60 seconds, first 90 seconds or whatever, they didn't really put up much of a fight and they didn't really show much competition, and it weren't really a match until about the 44th, 45th minute, where they had a great counter-attack and every single man for Burnley got back to defend, which, 3-0 up, you're already promoted. Lads have probably had a few beers this week. To get back and defend like that, it just sums up Parker's attitude this season and the team's attitude this season. So yeah, absolutely delighted with the character and the way that the lads did that. Second half, like I said, I didn't think we were as as good or as clinical as we were in the first half. But like I say, that's probably more to QPR stepping onto us a little bit more and trying to make it a bit more of a match. But having said that, we've got 2 goals in the second half, and I'm not going to sit here and complain when we've just won 5-0. Like I said, I would have liked us to go for more goals, but we've just won 5-0. It's been a fantastic week for the club. It's been a fantastic week for the fans. So I'm not going to sit here and complain. But yeah, like I said, there were a couple of moments that stand out from that second half. Obviously, you've got Jeremy's 2 goals. I thought Redmond did really, really well for this 5th goal for Sarmiento's 2nd goal. Getting down that right hand side and pulling the ball across. I honestly thought Sarmiento was going to knock it onto Barnes to hit into the back of the empty net. But when you're in the position that you're in, I think has he only got like 2 goals or 3 goals before that, something for us this season. Already got a goal in the game, and when you're in the position that you're in, it could be his last performance in a Burnley shirt for us. You don't know what's going to happen in the summer or next year, so he had to take the chance, and he does well with the finish and puts it in the net. But yeah, it was good to see Redmond get on the pitch. He's not really had much game time this season. He's had his own injury problems since he came to the club, so it was good to see him get on the pitch and get some minutes and get the assist. And what else can I say about that? Ramsey coming onto the pitch as well. It's so good to see him actually get onto the pitch. Obviously we know he's had a bit of game time for the under-21s, but for him to actually get onto the pitch and play this season, I don't think any of us were expecting him to make an appearance this season. I know I certainly wasn't, with the extent of his injury, but it's good to see him on the pitch, because when we signed him last year, I was really, really excited. He's a good, proven Championship player. I think he'll do well for us in the Prem. Obviously, of course, if he stays with us, which hopefully he will. But I think he's a proven Championship player who will do well in the Prem. So it is good to see him back on the pitch, and hopefully now we can kick on. Okay, we've only got 1 more game left, but it would be good to see him feature against Millwall in one way or another. But yeah, like I said, I really, really can't complain. We've put the pressure on Leeds now. The title's still there to go for. Like I say, we're hoping Leeds can make a slip up. Obviously, they don't play Bristol till Monday, so we've got at least this weekend to celebrate while we're top of the league. But yeah, 1 more game, 1 more big match, 1 more cup final, back on the turf. Let's make it loud. Let's make it hell for Millwall. Let's go 33 games undefeated. Let's get a 31st clean sheet this season, which, by the way, an absolute incredible achievement to get 30 clean sheets all season. I think Trafford, is he on 29 now, and we've got 1 for Hladky. But 29 clean sheets for James Trafford this season, for a goalkeeper who last year was getting a lot of stick, left, right and centre, myself included. I gave him a lot of stick, but I said at some point he will be a top goalkeeper. And we're seeing that now. He made a save today. I think it were at 4-0. He made a save today that was absolutely fantastic, and I will be very surprised if we see him in a Burnley shirt next year, but that's a different story. But yeah, like I said, absolute incredible achievement, not just for Trafford, not just for the defence, but for the whole team as well. Like I say, that moment in the first half just epitomises everything that they tried to do. Getting back defensively and keeping that clean sheet, despite the fact that we're 3-0 up at that moment in time. But yeah, absolutely made up. 1 more game to go. I'm not looking forward to this season ending, because it's been an enjoyable ride, entertaining, might have been boring at times, but I stand by that. I have really enjoyed this season. And, you know, next year we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what's going to happen in the Prem. But yeah, thank you for this season, lads. One more game. Let's go and win that title. Up the Clarets.